Hi YouTube, it's me Jen, and it's gonna be 30 days until I take the bar. It's pretty crazy. This is our little schedule, and today, as you can see, we have no class on Saturday, but we're heading to the last 2 weeks before classes end. Once classes end, we're pretty much on our own. We do have a set study schedule, but we won't be going to these lectures every day that we have been going to. So far, we've covered almost all the topics in lecture. Each day we go to a lecture and it's basically one topic, or if it's a long topic, they'll have 3 days of that topic. Next week we hit our last major topic, which is property, and it's going to be for 3 different days. So it's going to be a really long topic. As most law students know, property is extremely difficult. And most people would say, well, why is property so hard? Because, you know, real estate law, it can't be that complicated. I would say property is really hard because they make you learn things that are no longer in existence or being used, like the rule against perpetuities. A lot of states have made modern laws that make those old property laws and things that were relevant to property, you know, irrelevant. But, you know, you have a situation where you have property being conveyed to a third party, and they would make laws that you can't convey that if it's not going to turn over to that person until 21 years, which is the rule against perpetuities. I know a lot of people who are not in law school are like, what are you talking about right now? But basically, you know, property law has probably been around very long because people were always giving away their property to their children or their heirs, and they made all this convoluted, complicated law that half of it is obsolete. But for some reason, they think that law students should learn it. And so we're tested on it, which is insane. And so there's math involved, calculating years, calculating how long it takes something to vest, which is, you know, to transfer over to the person you intend it to in your will or whatever. And so the topic of property is extremely convoluted. So that's one of the major topics we're going to be tested on these multiple choice. But anyway, we haven't done property yet, but we've been doing all the other topics, and we've been doing practice questions as they've been assigned. The workload has really ramped up. We are doing anywhere from 36 to 50 multiple choice questions per day, plus a number of essays after the lectures. So sometimes our work takes us up until 7, 8 o'clock at night. Sometimes you can't complete it all and you have to move it to the next day and try to catch up. I have to play a little bit of catch up today from some stuff that I just couldn't get done yesterday. But for the most part, I'm on pace and track to where I should be. I haven't missed any days of the lectures, so I feel good about that. I've been trying to keep up things like going to the gym. I need to go to the grocery store and put gas in my car. Those are the 3 things that basically have to get done. Otherwise, if I don't go to the grocery store, I can't pack my lunch. It means I can't stay at the school to study. If I don't go to the gym, I just get very cranky, and it's a great stress reducer. And then I need gas to get there. But basically, I'm down to the basics, people. I'm just a robot. Every day I get up and I do the same thing, and I basically just have blinders on and I can't think about my life being any other way right now. It's just, you're like in the zone. It's definitely not fun. You always kind of feel like you could be doing more, or you should be doing more, or you wonder if you're doing enough, and you kind of beat up yourself about it. But, you know, for the most part, I think if you're on track, you feel like, okay, I'm doing what I can, and that's all I can do. This is a type of exercise, this prep for the bar, that I feel like is like kind of like training for a marathon. You really can't 2 weeks before the marathon start training. It's not, you won't do well. It takes time. It's like you're building brick by brick on top of to build this wall. You know, it's almost like you're training your body to just respond to these questions almost instinctually. Like you just know that's the answer. Maybe not because you know it, because you learned it, but because you've done it so many times. And so for anybody who has not been doing the work, doing the questions, I worry about them because this is really not something that you can just step into and at the last minute decide to get serious about it. And I think if you think of it that way, and you just think, okay, today I'm going to get through today, and that's all I'm going to do, you just, day by day, sooner and sooner, you'll get there. It's not impossible. It takes extreme amounts of discipline. And if you don't have discipline, you should start working on that now, because it's very easy to get distracted. This is something fun. My friend Ginger gave me this book, and it's kind of hokey, it's not religious or anything, but it's just like motivational, and kind of inspires you for the day to be on a positive state of mind. Like this one was kind of good. Today I'll recognize the fact that others over the years who have passed this test are not any smarter than I am. They are just simply people who have mastered the exam. Not just the material, but literally mastered how to take and write the exam. Those people have also mastered themselves and their emotions for this challenge. Their success has been due to a combination of absorption of the materials and understanding of how to effectively respond to the questions, and their choice to stay steady and rested. I can and will master these things too. That's another thing. People that cram, they run themselves into the ground, they just no sleep, they just cram. This type of thing, you have to get sleep. You cannot function and get through the next day of our prep and our classes and our lectures if you're not well rested. So, you need to go to sleep, you need to exercise, and you need to study. You need to do all those three. Oh, and you need to feed yourself well, because if you feed yourself garbage, you'll feel crappy. So, there's 4 things: feeding yourself well, resting well, working out, getting stressed out, and then studying. And, and not in order of importance, but just as 4 things that come together to make you well rested and able to complete this goal that we have of passing the bar. Other than that, I think I'm going to get more stressed as we get closer. It still feels like, okay, we're still in June and we're not in July yet, but it's definitely close, and I got to get back to studying. So see you later.